Teching in Smash Ultimate can help you live longer and can often lead to exciting moments in tournaments. In Smash Ultimate, attack is when you press the shield button within 11 frames, or around 1/5 of a second, before hitting a surface when you're in the tumble animation. This can be either a wall, a platform, or the ground. When landing on the ground, it is almost always preferable to tech compared to missing a tech, because missing it will cause your character to bounce on the ground, which will leave you vulnerable to attacks for a brief time. It is also usually preferable to tech off the wall, as you will often get sent very deep or even to the blast zone when getting hit against it. Now you might think just to spam the shield button when you're expecting to tech, but there is a 40 frame cooldown afterwards that doesn't allow you to tech, meaning you're generally only going to get one chance to get the timing right after getting hit. And be careful, if you're late to tech, you'll sometimes buffer an air dodge, which will put you in a good amount of lag and you may not be able to recover from it if you're off the stage. You can also perform a wall tech jump if you're holding the jump button while you're teching, so either X, Y, or up, but be careful because it will use your jump. Sometimes this can be a good option since you will often end up above your opponent and can potentially spike them afterwards. Now in Smash 4, it was a little complicated about when you could and couldn't tech, which often led to some confusion. Fortunately in Smash Ultimate, it's a little more clear. First, if you are grounded and get hit by a spiking move, you can't tech at all. In Smash 4, you were unable to tech footstools, but you can now. But something new to Ultimate is that you are unable to tech if you are blasted at too high of a speed. Now you could figure out the exact launch speed that you can stop teching at, but that doesn't really matter. All you should know is that if you are at too high of a percent, something like 120 or 130, and you get hit by a decently powerful move, there's a good chance you won't be able to tech. Now fortunately, they gave us a visual indication, so if you get hit and there are red sparks when hitting the surface, that means you were unable to tech. This applies to both the wall and the ground. Knowing about untechables is very important to know because you can now get guaranteed kills from stage spiking your opponent when they're at high percent, when in Smash 4, your opponent had a chance to live it. Now, if you watched my video on DI, you probably know a little bit about LSI, or launch speed influence. Basically, holding down when getting hit by a move that sends you more horizontally will decrease the launch speed a little bit. Reducing the launch speed will help to make more situations techable when at high percent. So let's say you're trying to recover and you're at a very high percent, most of the time you're going to be up being to try and make it back to the stage. If you're holding up when your opponent hits you, you will actually increase the launch speed because of LSI, which sometimes creates an untechable situation. But had you held down, you would have decreased the launch speed and given your character an opportunity to live. Now this is pretty situational, but can't hurt to know about. Now you can also tech out of a weak hit as long as your character is in the tumble animation. So sometimes if you get hit by a weak move under the stage, you can recover by sort of air dodging upwards, which will actually cause your character to tech and do a tech wall jump if you're holding up. This can help you live in situations you normally wouldn't have been able to. Now you can try and practice with your friend or rig up some kind of way of teching using items and stages with walls, but I really just recommend getting used to the timing by practicing them in real games. It's one thing to tech when you know a move is about to hit you and you're 100% ready for it, but it's a bit more difficult to incorporate it into your play. So really just practicing the timing when you're playing with your friends or playing online and really trying to focus on it will help a lot. It becomes second nature with a bit of practice, and it's even easier to do now than it was in Smash 4 as you have an extra 3 frames to tech. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you have any problems or questions, let me know in the comments. I have a lot of cool videos coming out soon, so make sure to subscribe to see those. As always, thanks for watching. Peace.